Hello and welcome back to the Basement Card Collector. Today's video is my first of what I hope to be many videos of things that I find at antique stores. I've actually been to several of them in the past and have lots of things that I've bought here and there, but I didn't have this YouTube channel then, so I'm about 2 months into this YouTube video making process, and I stopped last night at my first antique store in this last 2 months and found some baseball cards. So what I would like to do is show you what I found, and then as I find things down the road, I'd like to add to this portion of my channel. So, and if you've been to antique stores, I'm sure you have a couple kinds of sellers. You have the sellers that want to sell everything for $1 million, like this little store in not too far away, maybe 30 minutes away from home. And I knew they had baseball cards. I'd been in there before, just didn't really have time to look through things. So my time was small, but I did sneak in and I found 2 booths that were selling cards. So the first one that I stopped in and started kind of digging through things, they had a 92 Dream Team card with all 12 players, I think was the number, for $98. Okay, right beside that was a Todd Zeile 1990 Donruss rated rookie. I think they were wanting $47. They just had some very bizarre prices, so it just clearly wasn't going to be for me. Like 1994 Ultra Shaq for several, the prices were too high. So they were wanting to sell these old cards. They had a sign that said old vintage football cards. It was 1 football page full. They were $9 a piece, but they were 1988 tops, and there wasn't a star on them. So I said, okay, we're moving on. The second table I found a guy selling things that were very easily, the prices were easy to find. The sign said $2 a card, and they seemed to be all vintage cards, like 60s, and he had $2 a card. So what I found, I was looking for Cubs. The Cubbies are my favorite team, and so what I found, I didn't have any of this year, period. I found 1963 Topps Cubs, and they were $2 a piece. They're not stars, of course. I didn't get it Ernie Banks for $2, but still, for vintage cards, there are several YouTubes out there. Michael Myers, Johnny Serena, they're always sending out these vintage cards to be signed TTM. And so I don't know anything about any of these players, but I do know I love the Cubs. And for $2, a Danny Murphy, you can see there's 1963 Topps. They're in decent condition, but again, I just don't have anything for $2 a piece. For $3, I found 4 Cubbies in this guy's pile. So here you got Larry Jackson. Doesn't appear to be thrilled to be here, but he's a Cubby from 1963 Topps. I'll take him. Let's get a few cases out here. So Larry Jackson, I picked out of this guy's pile. There's a guy named Alex Grammas. But again, the colors, the photos, there you can see he's a shortstop back then. And a guy named Bob Will. Got the Cubby patch on the side. Just a great looking set. And again, for a couple bucks a piece, I just didn't have them, and I don't ever see them. So now I have 4 1963 Topps Cubbies. Slide this guy back. In the same booth, this guy was selling these postcards, and again, I've seen several of you get them. They're blank back because they cut them out back then, and I know I've watched several of you open and get these, some even signed. And again, this guy was a hitter, George Altman. This is from the 1962 postcards, and a guy named Don Elson. And again, just cool vintage Cubby things that I just have never seen. And then again, just for $2 a piece. So I actually stopped. I just spent a few bucks and got some really cool old Cubby things. So that's what I found at this antique store. But while I was getting ready for this video, moving some things around to show you guys, I would be curious, do you guys know anything about... Now, this is not the Cubby collection. That's too bad he wasn't a Cubby. But Roberto Clemente This is like a postcard size card. It's not the greatest shape, but I found this at a yard sale a long time ago. I've had it. I have no case to fix it or even to kind of try straightening it out. It's also a 1962. And so I was just wondering, has anybody seen these? Do you know what they are? Again, it's not in the greatest shape, which isn't really the point, but I'm just kind of happy that I have this 1962, I guess, postcard. We'll call it a postcard. So yeah, I did not buy this at this antique store, but I thought it fit the theme of this little video. So if you have any knowledge of what this is, and again, the shape is terrible. It's even got, you can see it's even got a bend in it, but I just thought it was cool, and I picked it up, I want to say several years ago even. I just kind of have it hanging out with some of these big 87 Donruss and 86 Donruss cards that people have all over the place. We're going to put him up right here, Roberto. So there we go. There's my first antique store find video. Love to stop in at those stores and look for things. You find one of two sellers, one that wants to sell things for way too much, and you get some people that look like they want to sell the things that they have in there. So I'm grateful for this little shop, just the town next door. So let me know if you know anything about that Roberto Clemente. I'm curious just kind of what it is, or yeah, is it, just anything about it that you would know. That'd be cool. So I've added, looks like 5-6 Cubs to my Cubs personal collection just for a few bucks. So I wanted to share this, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.